Hi guys, this is Streamer Carlos. On today's video, I'm going to give you my review of episode 10 of The Big Bang Theory of season 1. A uncorn vocal of lies and the royal of all lees. So here we go, guys. I love this episode because it involves mostly Penny. It's situated around Penny, but in a different way. It's not involving Penny in a loving way, meaning Leonard crushing on Penny. It's something to do with her acting. So here we go, guys. Here's the gist of it. Penny. Well, first of all, the guys, meaning Sheldon and Leonard, are coming back home from a hard day's work at Caltech, and they're going up to the apartment when they hear a very, 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 very awful sound, and that awful sound is Penny's singing voice, and then she proceeds, Penny, to come down to the lobby and says to Leonard and Sheldon that a girl that she auditioned for a local production of the music, the ultimate one of the OG musicals, Rent. But the original actor that was going to play Marcy, guys, you can check me on that because I haven't seen Rent or the movie of the same name. Dropped out at the last minute. So Penny was the first alternate, was the first substitute. So she got the part. But here's the problem. Penny's voice is awful. Vocally, it's awful. According to Sheldon, and according to me, myself, if cats could hear Penny's voice, they would run for the hills. They would run for the alleys. And regarding my own version of what Sheldon's saying is, yes, I would run like the Flash. So anyway, so Penny says to the guys, meaning Sheldon, Penny, the show is on this Saturday, but then Leonard does something unlike him. He lies to Penny and says, Penny, we're sorry, but this Saturday we have a symposium. We have to go to a symposium, which is like a super expo, of positronium of super positroniums. I don't even know if I pronounce it right, guys, the word. And of course, Leonard said the lie without even shaking with nerves. And of course, after hearing Leonard's voice calm, not cracking over his lie to Penny, Sheldon is like to Leonard. Sheldon says to Leonard, "Dude, you lied to Penny so calmly. That gives me the indication that you might be a violent sociopath." which is basically another fancy word for violent serial killer. Which at this point, Leonard says to Sheldon. Leonard says to Sheldon, Sheldon, are you afraid that I'm gonna kill you? That I'm going to kill you? That I'm going to kill you? That I'm going to beat your head in? And Sheldon says, yes, but I guess you would have done it already. And since you haven't, I can breathe a sigh of relief. So, and side note, before Penny comes and gives them the invitation, the verbalized invitation to Sierra and Rent, Sheldon and Leonard are having a debate about Skynet, the company that created the tech company that created Terminator, the T-1000. I'm guessing the evil model of Arnold Schwarzenegger, the evil model / version of the Terminator and Terminator 1. But to be more specific, they're talking about Terminator 3. You know, the pretty girl one, the pretty girl Terminator that is hunting down for John Connor. But anyway, they're having the debate. But going back to the episode. And going back to the episode, guys, the guy that is giving the presentation on this symposium on super pasatroniums is Dr. Farman, who is the in-sync version of physics, but one in sync member. That's the best way I could put it. But since Leonard, here's the issue. The expo of super positroniums is next Saturday. Is next Saturday. Meaning that Leonard lied straight up to Penny. That he gave a straight line to Penny. And why? Because Penny has an unpopcorny voice, vocally speaking. And this makes a great mess in Sheldon's mind, and says, I don't want to be a part of your deceptual endeavor, and I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel comfortable with being a part of your lie to Penny. And Penny can check online about the expo of super positroniums, and you can check on the expo page section of the website of this super positronium expo, and she will see, and she will see that the talk that we're going to is actually next Saturday, not this upcoming Saturday. Then the next morning, Sheldon, unbeknownst to Leonard and to us, he concocted it. He developed an idea. He developed a plan to lie to Penny, to create his own lie to tell Penny. And basically Sheldon's lie is that he has a cousin Leo from the other big D in Texas, Denton, Texas, that is going through some stuff, difficult times, and that the family and that the Cooper family, meaning his cousins, and probably Mrs. Cooper, took him to a rehabilitation center. And he walked out early before his program ended. His rehab program ended. And since he didn't want to go to a hotel, we meaning me, Sheldon, and Leonard, I told Leonard that I asked Leonard, could he stay with us? And he said yes. And that he's here, meaning in Pasadena. So, the next morning, that's exactly what Sheldon tells Penny. That Leonard lied about the symposium to protect him, because having a family member going through a crisis like at this level can be embarrassing, according to Sheldon's research that he did, and that his cousin from Denton, Texas is named Leopold, or Cousin Lee. And basically the morning, after talking to Penny, Leonard wakes up, or before Sheldon walks across the hall and tells Penny that Leonard lied about the symposium to protect him from being the laughingstock of society for having a cousin going through this type of level of a problem. Leonard was like to Sheldon, why would he tell Penny that I lied about going to the symposium of super patroniums, and tell her that I lied, and telling her another lie. And Sheldon was like, it's very unravelable. It's very difficult to get to the truth. Leonard, my lie is difficult to to decode and get to the truth. Meanwhile, you lied straight up to Penny's face. And she would see right through your... She would use her Cyclops visor and see right through your lie. Meanwhile, my eye was very, very, very exquisite. It was like a beautiful plate of ice cold ice cream from the North Pole. So 2 days later, Leonard wakes up. He does his normal routine, gets a cup of coffee when he sees somebody that is not supposed to be there. And Leonard says, "Who are you?" And it's Cousin Lee. And Leonard's like, "Oh no!" He doesn't say a word, but he says, "Oh, come on!" Without saying the words, "Come on!" And then Sheldon gives the guy who's playing Cousin Lee basically his backstory script. But Tommy Luganfeld, who's the guy who's playing the part of Cousin Leopold or Cousin Lee, used to be in MIT's theater department, but his mom and dad are two bigwigs, meaning rich people, that they decided for Tommy to take 2 majors, theater, and be a physicist at MIT, and graduate as a physicist at MIT. But of course, according to Tommy, guys can check me on his name, but according to him, guess what my mom and dad picked for me? And that was theater. And you could tell by Tommy's body language that he belongs in theater by his mannerisms, which I love. Theater I love. So anyway, his cousin Lee's backstory is that he got into rehab because he couldn't handle being the middle child. He couldn't handle being the middle child, the pressures of being the quintessential middle child in his family. That drove him so into a Darth Vader mental space that he took the wrong path. And Tommy's like to Sheldon, what about this? What about if Cousin Lee was a Navy brat, meaning that his mom and dad, meaning that he grew up that he was moving from base to base, meaning naval's base to base, and he couldn't stand that until stand it until the water dam broke, and that a strange girl with a peg leg tried to kiss him kiss him really good and in a passionate way, but it didn't feel right. Anyway, Penny doesn't know this, and before Cousin Lee comes into the picture, Sheldon, according to Sheldon, telling Penny that Cousin Lee, that Sheldon and Leonard have to pick up Lee and convince him to come home with him from Long Beach. Yes. So what? It's opening night. So Penny knocks on the door and comes in and basically says to Raj and Howard that can't believe that Sheldon and Leonard are skipping a lecture on superpositronium by the great Farmian on superpositroniums, just to go to Long Beach and pick up Cousin Lee. But of course at this time Rod and Howard don't know the real story of Cousin Lee until Penny gets permission from Sheldon to tell them the whole thing, the old thing, and of course to top this funny mess up, before Cousin Lee comes into the picture, Penny gives a very, very deep hug of awesomeness, of a good man hug, for a good dude hug to Leonard. And of course Penny leaves knowing that Sheldon and Leonard are going to Long Beach to pick up Cousin Lee, which they don't. But the guys, meaning Raj and Howard, want to go, not to pick up Cousin Lee, of course, because Cousin Lee doesn't exist. Cousin Lee doesn't exist. So the guys go to Long Beach anyway to go on the Queen Mary ship and see a gripping and awesome murder mystery show. Then the next day, going back to present time, that's where Cousin Lee comes in, and again, Cousin Lee is Toby's fighting Sheldon over Cousin Lee's backstory script, which eventually Sheldon wins, and but then Toby gets off the rails, gets off the script and improvises his story and tells Penny and conveys Penny in dramatic fashion that he's a naval brat and that he was wrongly passionately kissed by a girl that he didn't know, and that he was sleeping with mosquitoes. Anyway, what did Penny get out of this? Maybe we should leave Sheldon and Cousin Lee to talk alone. Leonard said the same thing, and for Leonard's misfortune and for the fortune of us, Penny said, "Would you like to go watch? Would you like to see my performance?" And Leonard said yes. And then Penny said, "Oh, yay! I'm going to see you seeing me." And that's how this wonderful, dramatic, and cousin-filled episode of The Big Bang Theory ends. So with that being said, guys, thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments if you want to. What was your favorite part of this episode? And would you make up a fake cousin, a fake family member, just like Sheldon did, to protect your friends' feelings, and not say anything about their unvocally awesome talents. So with that being said, guys, thank you for watching, and remember to leave a like, and may the force be with you. Bye.